at noon, Maryland State is reflecting on the lives lost 1 year since a gunman walked into the Capital Gazette newspaper building in Annapolis and killed 5 people inside. Maryland's Governor Larry Hogan proclaimed today Freedom of the Press Day in honor of these victims, and a memorial garden will be dedicated in their honor. Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell is live in Annapolis, where the city, the state, the entire region really is reflecting on a day that will not soon be forgotten. Brad?
No, and I certainly will not forget it as well. I was in Annapolis working on another story when it happened with photographer Dale Wright, photographer Frank Becker, and we raced to the scene. A terrible, terrible day in our local history. So the garden that you just mentioned has been dedicated, and I want to show it to you right now. 5 roses here at Acton's Waterfront Park, a beautiful little place where several members of the staff of the paper were known to come and just think. 5 roses representing the 5 victims that day. Their names: Gerald Fishman, Rob Hyacin, John McNamara, Rebecca Smith, Wendy Winters. 4 journalists and a member of the sales staff that had just started at the paper. And at this dedication, we heard from several of the survivors. We also had an opportunity to speak to the widow of John McNamara. This is a tough day for many of them. Those who were in the newsroom when the shooting happened, describing emotional ups and downs, dealing with the stresses and strains of daily life. But you know what? The paper soldiered on. That very day, one of their reporters, Chase Cook, declaring, "We got to put out a damn paper." They did not miss publishing. They did have a paper put out the very next day. We heard some moving words today from the chairman of Tribune Publishing today, David Dreyer, talking about the pain of that day, but the strength of the newsroom.
1 year ago today, the saddest day, and we know that this was the deadliest assault against journalists in the history of the United States of America. In fact, it was the most brutal form of attempted censorship.
So back live now. Now we've had an opportunity, and we're still going to talk to some of the other people that were intimately, sadly involved with this tragedy. And when we come back this afternoon at 4 and 5, you'll hear much more of that story. The strength of these reporters telling us that they are more committed than ever to journalism. In Annapolis, Brad Bell, ABC 7 News.